There's a version of you that's doing everything right. You're not blowing money on things you don't need. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. You've got a savings account. Money is going in every month. You're being responsible. You're doing the thing, and yet something feels off. Because the number in your savings account grows, but it grows slowly, almost painfully slowly. And somewhere in the back of your mind is this nagging feeling that the people who are actually building wealth aren't doing it the same way you are. That there's a next step you're not taking, a door you haven't walked through yet. You're right, there is, and almost nobody explains it clearly. Here's the thing most people don't understand. Saving and investing are not the same activity. They feel similar. You're putting money somewhere, you're being disciplined, you're building a future, but they produce completely different results over time. And the gap between what saving produces and what investing produces over the course of a decade or two isn't a small difference. It's the difference between having some money and having options. A high-yield savings account in 2024 might earn you 4 or 5% interest. That sounds decent until you remember that inflation runs at 2 to 3% in a normal year, meaning your real gain in actual purchasing power is somewhere between 1 and 2%. Your money technically grows, but it barely outpaces the rising cost of everything around it. The stock market, by contrast, has returned an average of roughly 10% annually over the last century, according to data from NYU Stern School of Business. Not every year, not without ups and downs. But over time, consistently, the long-run average is about 10%. The difference between 2% real return and 10% nominal return, compounded over 30 years, is almost impossible to overstate. It's the difference between a small cushion and generational wealth. So why don't more people make the jump? Why do so many people stay in savings mode indefinitely, even when they know investing exists? Here's the honest answer. Investing feels risky in a way that saving doesn't. When money is in a savings account, it feels safe. It's there. You can see it. It doesn't move. The market, on the other hand, goes up and goes down, and occasionally makes headlines about crashing. And that unpredictability makes people freeze. They keep telling themselves they'll start investing when they have more money, when the market settles down, when they understand it better. And those reasons feel legitimate. But they're actually just the brain doing what it always does when it encounters uncertainty, finding a reason to stay still. The rich understand something fundamentally different about this. They don't see saving and investing as a choice between safety and risk. They see them as two different jobs. Saving has one job: protect money you might need soon. Investing has a different job: grow money you don't need for a long time. Once you understand those as separate jobs for separate buckets, the transition from saving to investing stops feeling scary and starts feeling like the obvious next move. Let me show you how the rich actually structure this. First, they keep a saving bucket. This is their emergency fund, liquid, accessible, sitting in a high-yield savings account where it earns a little but mostly just stays safe. The rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This bucket is not for growing wealth. It's for protecting stability. Once it's funded, they stop adding to it. Then they open the investing bucket. And here's where it gets different. The money that used to pile up in savings, the surplus after bills, after the emergency fund is fully funded, that money doesn't go to savings anymore. It goes to work, into a low-cost index fund that tracks the broad market automatically every month, regardless of what the market is doing that week. Look, this is the part that separates the people who build wealth from the people who just accumulate savings. It's not the amount, it's the destination. $100 a month going into an index fund for 30 years at historical market returns turns into something extraordinary. The same $100 sitting in a savings account for 30 years turns into something much smaller. Same discipline, same monthly habit, completely different machine doing the work. The rich also understand one more thing that most people miss. The transition doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't sell everything and move it all to the market in one go. You just redirect the surplus. The emergency fund stays where it is, untouched, safe, doing its job. Any new money that comes in beyond what you need for expenses and beyond what keeps the emergency fund healthy, that goes to the investing bucket. You don't feel it. You just aim it differently. And the third thing, and this is the one that genuinely changes behavior, they automate it. The transfer from checking account to investment account happens on the same day as payday, before the money has a chance to become available for spending, before the brain registers it as money that could go somewhere else. Automation removes the decision entirely. You don't have to choose to invest every month. It just happens. And what happens automatically is what actually gets done. Here's the stat that makes this concrete. A 2022 Vanguard study found that investors who use automatic contributions maintain their investment habits through market downturns at significantly higher rates than those who contribute manually. The people who have to decide every month, they stop when things get uncertain. The people who automated it, they keep going. And the ones who keep going through the uncertain months are the ones who end up capturing the recovery on the other side. The market goes down. It always has. And for the person who stopped investing when it felt scary, those down months are losses. For the person who kept going automatically, those down months are sale. They're buying more shares at lower prices. They're positioned for recovery before it happens. So here's where this leaves you. If you have an emergency fund that's fully funded, you are ready. The next dollar of surplus doesn't belong in savings anymore. It belongs in an investment account. Not because the market is safe. It isn't in the short run, but because the long run is where wealth gets built, and the long run belongs to the people who started early and stayed consistent. Open the account today. It takes 15 minutes. Fund it with whatever you can. Set up the automatic contribution. And then, this is the part people always skip. Leave it alone. Don't check it every day. Don't react to the headlines. Don't make decisions based on what the market did last week. Let the machine run. The rich didn't get there by finding better savings accounts. They got there by graduating from saving to investing. And then letting time do what time does. You've been saving. That's the foundation. Now it's time to build.